Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to solve a constraint problem in which we have to generate a pattern which should be something like this: 0, 1. So it is just 5 times 0 and then 5 times 1. And each of them are one after each other. So this is a kind of pattern we need to generate using the constraint. So let's just begin. So I will begin naming my class and I will call it cons. And after this, let's declare uh, just a second, a bit variable which I have declared as rand, and it should be a dynamic array. So I will write some constraint. So the very first constraint will be that the size of the dynamic array A should not be more than 10. It should be equals to 10 because in our pattern, in our targeted pattern, there are 10 elements. So let's do that. I will call this size, and I will just use the size method. And it should be 10. And the second constraint should be for the pattern. So I will call it pattern. So like my previous video, I will divide the elements into two portions. So the first portion, I will divide it as per the if-else condition. So the first condition works for the pattern or the elements which are odd in number. So here you can see there's a common pattern that each odd elements, that is 0 and the second element and the fourth element, they are 0, and each odd patterns, that is 1 and 3 and 5, they are uh, they are 1. So you can clearly see a similar pattern that each even elements are 0 and each odd elements are 1. So this makes the problem really easy for us. So what we will do, we will write two if else condition. So the first condition will focus on all the even elements. So how could you find all the even elements? So first we will iterate through each elements of the dynamic array A. This should be a square bracket. And after doing this, we will first write a condition for the even elements. So if you divide the element, if you divide the element number by 2 and the remainder is 0, then this is of course an even element. So for such element, you just have to write that they will be 0. And remember, like, if you want to equate anything inside the constraint, you should use double equal to. Otherwise, it won't work. But you should not do the same for the regular code or RTL code or regular uh, verification code or whatever. So if this is the case, then the elements will be 0. Else, else it concludes all the elements whose remainder is not 0 after dividing with 2. So for such elements, uh, the value should be 1, of course. So that's it. It should work. Now let's begin with our test module. Here I will just before that, I also need to write a display method in such a way that it will print the elements of the dynamic array A right after the randomization is done. And to achieve that, you just have to write the post randomize method. And whatever you write inside the post randomize method will happen after the randomization is done. So here I will just write a simple display statement, display system task. So here I will just write generated pattern is, and I will use %p to print the elements of an array, and that array is A. So we are done with our class, and of course I need to write end class. Oh, all right. Yep. So here first I will declare a handle for the class. Let's call it C1, and after that I will begin with my initial block. And inside the initial block, the very first thing I will do is to assign the object to the handle, and that I will just randomize, and I will put that inside the immediate assertion. And if the randomization fails, let's say we have a case in which the constraints are illegal, or multiple constraints uh, are conflicting with each other. So in this case, the error message will be shown. So let's save the code and let's run it. And before that, let's check for any compilation error. Let's compile the code. Okay, there are 2 errors, and there must be some kind of typos made by me, of course. So here, the first error is, okay, this should be a round bracket and 23. Okay, unexpected and, oh yeah, there should be a semicolon right here. Now let's do it again. It's fine. So let's go ahead and run the simulation. System morning. Yeah. Okay, so there is a typo. It should be display. Okay. So let's compile the code again. Okay, this time we should not get any runtime error also, hopefully. Okay, here we are. So we did get the desired pattern, and it is same as this. That there are consecutive zeros and ones, and there are total number of 10 elements, and start from 0 and then 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. So yeah, it was that simple. So for such kind of pattern in which you could see clear distinction between the even elements and the odd elements, it is better to divide the even elements and the odd elements using the modulus operator and then assign the values respectively. So that was a very simple constraint question, and I hope you find this video useful, and please stay tuned for more. Thank you so much.